tricks and techniques that because there is no authority, people and company use. You need to understand so that at least you can defend yourself. Everybody wants to be more persuasive. And to be persuasive, it's important to understand some of the rules of communication and negotiation. Only then somebody can become more persuasive. Being persuasive is not about something that you're born with. Being persuasive is something that you develop over time. It's learning how to live with people. It's about understanding psychology, why something happens, why some people react to something. And when you understand that, it's literally going to change the way you communicate. And when you change the way you communicate, it's going to make you more persuasive. So if somebody wants to be more persuasive, they have to understand these rules that I'm going to talk about, and then they have to develop these rules and use it to become more persuasive. These rules I have taken from the book Influence, and that book was written by Robert Cialdini, one of the best people who write about negotiation and persuasion and influence. And this person is so influential. His book is so famous that even Charlie Munger and Warren Buffett talks about it. So it is important to not only understand the rules that I'm going to talk about from this book, but also use it. And the more you use it, the more persuasive you'll become. And the more persuasive you'll become, it's going to impact every area of your life. It will help you communicate better. It will help you close deals. It will help you sell things better. It will make you good relationships. It will make you more attractive, more charismatic if you use these principles. And all the companies, all the politicians, if you see, they use these principles. So the first is reciprocity. What is reciprocity? Understand it. When you do something for somebody again and again, they feel compelled to do something for you. So if you want a favor from somebody, you have to give them. When you give them for free something, some value, anything that you can, again and again and again, slowly they'll be drawn towards you. So if you see content creators, what they do is in the beginning, they'll give some value for free, videos, content, or whatever they teach. If you see businessmen, if you see salespeople, they'll try to give a value. If you go in a big shopping mall or somewhere, you'll find they'll offer you cold drinks and tea and coffee. Why do they do is when they give you some value, after some time, when you have to buy a product, you will think about that. And when you think about that, there is a huge probability you're going to buy from them. So if you want somebody to do something for you, what you need to do is you need to give more of something. When you give more of something for free in the beginning, again and again and again, slowly you'll build a kind of reputation in their brain. And when they have to make a decision about something to buy, they will preferably prefer you, and they would buy from you. And you will be the first one who they will prefer and they'll pay attention to. So it's important to use reciprocity. If you don't use it, you are not good. If you do not use it, you're not going to be as valuable as you can be. The next is scarcity. So I wrote something a few months ago that if you are always available to somebody, your reputation, your importance will fade. What does it mean is you have to show scarcity. If you're easily available to somebody, they'll not value you. So you have to show scarcity. If a product is easily available, you'll find there will not be more buyers. So if you use a scarcity, like if you go on Amazon, if you try to buy something, you'll see written on the product that only 5 pieces left or only 6 pieces left. Why do they do is they want to show a scarcity so that people buy faster. Everywhere, whatever the product you're buying online, if you try to buy it or if you go somewhere, they'll tell you that only a few pieces left. But that is not right. They have a lot of pieces still. But then they want to create a scarcity in your brain so that you buy faster, you make decision faster. And that's how they do it. So it's the same with everything. If somebody is available, suppose if you would have seen the prime ministers, the richest people, if they go somewhere, in a function or in at a place, what they do is they would spend less time there, because people can understand that their time is very valuable and they are not easily available for anybody. So what is everybody wants what is scarce. That is why it is important to show a scarcity. If you're easily available, if your product is easily available, then they're not going to buy the product that you have, or they're not going to value at all. The third is authority. People do not buy from people. They would buy from authority. So rather than you selling some product on your name, if you somehow build a reputation, build authority, if you go on YouTube, you're likely to watch a video which has millions of views, rather than watching that video which has 6 or 10 or 15 views. Why? Because there is no authority. If you see, there are many creators who are using great videos, better videos than the old creators, but then they don't have much views because they don't have built authority yet. But if you see old creators, they have millions of views. And even if somebody wants to understand something, they'll go on that video rather than going on to that new videos, even if that is great. Why? Because there is an authority that 1 million, 2 million, 3 million people have watched it. So there would be something. And that's why all the companies, while they selling the product, they use the authority. They bring great celebrities for advertisement. Virat Kohli, Ronaldo, and other people. Why do they do it? Because there is an authority. A lot of people know them. And when they know them, the big celebrities, it's easy to make decision that this product would be good or anything else. People likely to buy Apple phones, people who have more money, and even some who don't have money, they just take it on loan and all that. These people don't have money to buy Apple phone, but they would buy it. Not because they use the better functions that it has, that it provides, but the authority that it has built. That if you buy Apple phone, you have a reputation, isn't it? If somebody has to sell something, if you see all the people who will be talking about something, they would either if the person is talking about religion, they would talk about in this book, a particular book, authoritative book of religion. It is said, even though it was not being said in that book, people use it and people understand it. So if somebody have not read a particular scripture, and the person you are talking to has also not read it, what you will do is, even if you quote it, that this quote is from this person or from this book, even though the quote is not from that book or not from that person, if you just name the authority, they'll believe it. If you say it is written, and scientist says this kind of word, if you use, they'll just tend to understand and connect more and value more than if you just say that you should do that and you should buy that. The fourth is liking. People want to do what somebody that they like is doing. And so if you see great salespeople, what they do is, if they're selling something to somebody, they would ask to prefer a name who want to buy the product that the person has just bought, and then on the name of that person, this person is going to tell that somebody has suggested your name, you're willing to buy it. Then it's a great chance, great opportunity that the person is going to buy the product because somebody else has bought the product. The next is social proof. We just want to be like everybody else. There is a problem. Everybody wants to be like everybody else. So people living at the same place will likely to do the same thing. So if there is a comedy show, and if there is a huge audience, and if you have created an environment where everybody is laughing, there is a huge chance that all the other person, they do not like to be they do not like to look stupid, so they'll do the same thing. They'll laugh at the same manner, and that is why they'll do the same thing. So social proof is, suppose there is a mob going and vandalizing the buildings and the properties of the people, but then there are individuals in that who do not usually do that. But then when they become the part of a group, there is a huge chance they would do that. And so they are just the victim of social proof. They want to be like if you see, you do not buy things because you don't have that, or you just need that, but you buy things because somebody else has bought it around. So you also want to have that so you can look well. The next is creating fear. It is also one of the greatest way to sell something and to be a powerful communicator. If you see the powerful companies and powerful communicators and leaders, they create certain kind of fear in the brain of the people, and then they would provide the solution of the fear. When you have created the fear in their brain, and then when you provide, then you say, first of all, you create fear in their brain about something, and then when they are very very fearful, when they're uncertain, you just have to provide them with the solution, that I have the solution. There is a huge chance they would buy it. So these are the tactics. If you see, all the politicians, all the companies, they just use these tactics to sell their product, ideas, or whatever they have. And if you want to be persuasive, you have to understand that, and not only understand that, but also use it. When you use these principles, there is a great chance that you will be able to be more persuasive. And so you need to use it. And if you don't use it, you need to understand, so that at least you can defend yourself. Because if you don't understand, you will uselessly become the victim of these tricks and techniques that people and company use to persuade you to buy their product and ideas. Got it?